Hey, hello there, welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to talk about WoW hot takes. Yeah, this is going to be the first in hopefully a series that you guys enjoy and that I enjoy doing and whatnot. So, hey. But yeah, this is WoW Hot Takes. We're going to be looking at some of your hot takes for World of Warcraft and some of your opinions, and I'm going to give my thoughts on it, and that's how we're going to do this. But before we jump into the hot takes and talk a little bit more about this series, I just want to shout out my Twitch, twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to stream me, streaming World of Warcraft, patch 9.2.5, 10.0 alpha beta, Wrath beta, all that good stuff. We're on twitch.tv/MrGM every single day. Right, so yes, this is not a new video series that I've created out of nowhere. There's lots of different YouTubers that do it, and I thought it'd be really fun for WoW to do it with. So essentially what I did is tweet out what are your biggest WoW hot takes, and we're going to react to some of them. We're going to talk about some of them. For the future videos, comment down below. Comment down below your biggest WoW hot takes, and we can react to them next video if there is a next video. This is kind of the pilot episode, so if you like this video, or if you like the concept of this video, leave a like and let me know down below, as well as your hot takes. Right, so yes, let's jump into the first one, which is from Dennis Wolf, and he says, I miss Titan Forging and corruption. Yes, that is a hot take. That is a hot take. Corruption... No, I didn't like corruption. I think a lot of the problems with corruption came from the acquisition of corruption, and obviously they kind of fixed that later on in the patch, but I think by that point the damage was done and a lot of the reputation of that system was kind of done for. As for Titan Forging, no, however, I don't mind quest upgrades while leveling. I think that's kind of fun. I think that's a cool little thing, just kind of having like a bit of chance to have a better upgrade when you're doing questing, when leveling, but I think Titan Forging at endgame feels kind of rough, especially when you're, you know, trying to get better gear and things like that, and it's relying on RNG and whatever. Like, it is a little bit of a dopamine hit when you get that Titan Forge, but I'm happy to say it's gone, to be honest. So yeah, no, not for me. All right, this was one from Hunter Zen, maybe? I'm really bad with names. If you ever watch the stream, I'm terrible with names. Temporarily available things like transmog mounts and achievements are a good thing and shouldn't be reintroduced later. I agree. I actually agree with this. This is a really good take, honestly. And I know a lot of people probably don't agree with me on this, but I think it's really good. I think that's fine. Absolutely fine to have some prestige in what you've achieved at that time. I know people get upset with mounts going away and things like that, but I genuinely think like having those achievements at the time when they were either difficult or hard to obtain is cool, and I think it's a cool prestige thing. You know, things like, you know, transmog, for example, you know, transmogrifications just got kind of crazy now with the amount of sets and things we have now. So if you see someone in like one of those old elite sets or something like that, you're like, wow, damn, that's really cool. I think that's awesome to see, because you will actually notice it. Kind of like in a similar vein, like back in Burning Crusade or Wrath, where you'd see someone in a set and you'd be like, wow, that's awesome. So yeah, I think that's absolutely fine, and I think it's really cool, and it's something cool for people to show off. But again, it's a hot take. I know people probably won't agree with that. This one's from Spirit. It says, Wrath Dungeon Finder at launch. Yep. Cody, I agree. I absolutely agree. I don't know if that is a hot take. Is it a hot take? I don't know. A lot of people seem to agree as well. I don't know who they're getting advice on to remove that from Wrath of the Lich King. Now, I understand it came in 3.3, which is kind of the end of Wrath of the Lich King, but people remember it pretty fondly. You know, you can't say that, you know, you can't say Wrath without saying Dungeon Finder, you know. It's and honestly, I don't have a problem with the Dungeon Finder. I think it's absolutely fine. I don't have an issue with it. I think the way that grouping is happening on Burning Crusade right now with, you know, the bulletin board add-ons and things like that, it's not a million miles away from the Wrath Dungeon Finder apart from the teleportation. Now, if Blizzard have a problem with the teleportation to the dungeons, then get rid of it. I don't care about that. It's just the matchmaking. It makes grouping easier. It makes it easier for solo players to get groups nice and quickly without being rejected for being a certain, you know, class or, you know, whatever, right? There's no kind of like barrier for entry there, and it makes it nice and easy to just be able to, you know, click a button. And I think the Dungeon Finder is one of the better features they added over the years. So yeah, maybe that's a hot take from me. Who knows? Next one's from Sean. Oh, Sean. Warlords of Draenor is the best WoW expansion, and it's not even close. Not even close. Sean, I am going to have to disagree with you there, sir. That is not correct, unfortunately. Now, here's the thing. I see a lot. I actually saw this a lot in the replies. There was a ton of replies, so thank you if you did reply. But yeah, Warlords of Draenor was a bad expansion, in my opinion. I think a lot of, you know, WoD was, you know, you hung out in your garrison a lot. The raids there was a lot of cut content. There was a lot of things. There wasn't much to do. Whereas you look at Shadowlands, which people are, universally pan, but there is a lot of stuff to do still. There's things to do, whereas WoD didn't have that, which is, I think, WoD's biggest downfall. However, I will admit that people have different opinions on different expansions due to the experiences that they had during that time. Say if Sean, for example, was in a really good guild or was playing with real-life friends, having a lot of fun in different versions of challenge mode or whatever, right? Or used to hang out in his garrison and play around with his friends, play it or tag or whatever, right? Like, I don't know. There's so different experiences. People have different experiences, different expansions. And it's all related to that, and which is why people will have fonder memories of Warlords of Draenor, for example. But saying it's not even close is disingenuous, I think. I don't know. I don't think Warlords of Draenor was the best expansion. I'm sorry, Sean, but that's just not how it is. But yeah, you're entitled to your opinion. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. That is a hot take, though. This one's from Tazzy Major. Says mounts with no feet should all be able to float on/over water. I understand the sentiment. I think it's not the worst idea. However, what would happen is people would just use those mounts, and then they would use the mount equipment feature for other things that aren't water walking. So what would happen is people would just not use horses and things like that. They would just use the floating ones, like Cloud Serpents and whatever, right? That's the mounts that they would exclusively use, which is where the issue of the Water Strider came in a couple of years ago, which is why they introduced mount equipment. So I understand the idea. I think it's fine, but I don't think it's practical in the game. But yeah, that is interesting. I like the idea of it, but no, I don't think that should be a thing. Next one's from Grok Cigar. Says there shouldn't be armor restrictions for transmog. Want to be a mage with plate? Do it. Want to pimp your warrior with some mail and leather? Do it. This had 229 likes as of the screenshot of this tweet. No. Absolutely not. I look. I get it, right? I get it. You want to look cool on your mage, but there's something really, fine and good about having a mage that wears cloth. Now, I understand things like, the heritage armors are very much, like, for example, the Dark Iron one looks very plate-like, and yeah, I get that. But I think if you really, like, took it off and let anyone wear anything, it would just be an absolute shit show. I think it's fine to have restrictions like that. I think it adds to class fantasy. Restrictions on armor type and class as well are fine. You want a warrior to look like a warrior. You don't want a warrior running around looking in, in tier 3 mage or something like that. I don't think it would be right, and I think it would look really odd. But I don't know. Maybe my take is a hot take. I mean, 229 people agreed with them, so I don't know. I don't think so, though. I think it would be messy, and it wouldn't look that good. It would look kind of weird. I think a warrior should look like a warrior, and a mage should probably look like a mage, in my opinion. This one's from Lou. Says all currency should be account bound. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Yep, Lou. Yes. Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Every single currency, everything apart from gear should be account bound. There's games like Star Wars The Old Republic, for example, that do really cool account bound stuff, like the Legacy system, I think it's called. And WoW should definitely adapt something like that. I love account bound things. It's definitely a barrier for entry for me personally on alts. Not having all of that progression and things that I did on my other characters on that new character. Now, some people don't think like me, but I definitely feel that it's a barrier for entry. So, Lou, I agree with you. I think all currency should be account bound. All right, next one's from Elthier. Elthier? Oh, man, I'm so bad with names, so I apologize. Biggest hot take, bring ammo back for hunters. Another customizable slot. Could be an ammo stack to 1k, kind of fun to farm bis ammo in Classic. Could add a quiver transmog to it, kind of cool to get a bow with infinite ammo. Yes and no. I think with this one, I don't like ammo. I've been playing a lot of TBC Classic. Recently, it's not that fun. Quiver transmog, yes. I think that should just be just a slot that you transmog and you can get different quivers around the world. I think that'd be fun. As like a transmoggable thing for hunters, that'd be a cool little class fantasy thing. As for ammo, I think if you were to introduce ammo, I would just introduce like a one item. So you get like one item, which is infinite ammo as such, and you equip that into your ammo slot, and that is your ammo. Instead of having to get like 1,000 of a certain ammo or whatever. I think that would be, again, a problem with bag space and things like that. It's just not... I don't know, it doesn't work in retail WoW. It doesn't work in retail WoW, but, something that I suggested could be fine. Maybe. I don't know. Ammo was annoying. Next one's from Grizz. Vanilla didn't hold up well at all. It was only fun because of the friends. Ooh, 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 ooh. That's spicy. That's spicy. I disagree. I think Vanilla WoW held up completely fine. I think there were some things in Vanilla WoW, obviously, that didn't hold up incredibly well. You know, the difficulty of raids, etc. But we kind of knew that going in. But I think, yeah, I think the popularity of Classic WoW and the hype of Classic WoW and the excitement of Classic WoW, and even now, you know, people talk about Classic WoW very fondly and remember it. But you compare Classic WoW to other games in 2004, it's a really, really good game. And yeah, I don't know. I played Classic, Vanilla. I played Classic, sorry, 2019 Classic, primarily on my own, and I had a fantastic time. So yeah, I don't agree with you, Grizz, but I understand. I get it. Maybe, you know, maybe you're right. I don't know. Next one's from Luan, I assume. Pirate Storm L. WoW is a pretty awesome game. Yeah. Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, it's fun. I like it. You know? Even when it's bad, it's pretty good. So, yeah, I enjoy WoW quite a lot. So, yeah. I don't know. Is that a hot take now? I guess it is, probably, right? Next one's from Can Beast. It's a shame as Paladins should have never been on the same faction. Ooh. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. I don't think so, actually. I think adding Shamans and Paladins was absolutely fine. I think it'd be an interesting dynamic if they never did that, though. Could you imagine if they had just classes completely locked to different factions? The Horde would probably still be just as popular, right? With Shamans or Shamans, whatever. Yeah, that is a hot take. I would love to see if anyone in the comments agrees with that, but I don't think so. I think it was a cool thing in Vanilla WoW, but I don't think it was a mistake to add them to the other factions in the future. The final one is from Narissa at Wowhead. It says, low percentage mount drops is not an engaging system. 194 likes. Wowzers. A lot of people agreed with that. Yeah, no, true. Very true. Especially in the outside world. I think raid drops specifically are fine, you know, because at the time you're doing it with a raid group and you get that excitement of, oh, damn, the mount's dropped. Everyone, you know, and whoever got the mount is really exciting. I think that's a fun part of it, but obviously when you know, go back and you have to solo it every week or whatever, it gets a bit annoying. However, I think if you were to change that, if you were to increase the drop rate or having it on a vendor or something like that, that could be problematic for the game. So I think it's fine on top of other things. You know what I mean? Like, if the literal content is a low percentage drop of amount, I think that's bad. But if there's that, but other things as well, for example, in Zeref Mortis, you have like the Protoform Synthesis system, for example. If you had like low percent drop mounts as well as creating mounts, deterministic system, I think that's fine. But in itself, I think you're absolutely correct. I think that is actually true. And there you go. That is the hot takes of World of Warcraft. This is the first video. Let me know down below if you want to see more of this, and let me know your hot takes. As I said, if you guys like this, if you enjoy this video series and you want more, let me know your hot takes below and I can react to them to the next video. We'll do this weekly, bi-weekly, whatever. We'll figure it out. But it's fun. I enjoy it. Like, you can do it forever. It's the best thing. It's so fun. Yeah, cool. All right. Well, thank you very much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate you checking out, you know, something different on the channel. If you are still here, that's really, really cool. I really do appreciate you. So yeah, before I go, I'd like to give a massive shout out to my amazing patrons, YouTube channel members, and Twitch subs. You guys are amazing. If you'd like to support the channel in any of those ways, links are down below. So yeah, leave a like on this video, guys, if you liked it, and please subscribe if you haven't. Very much appreciated. I've also got a partner Discord channel with over 3,000 members, and as I said, I'm now streaming on twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to see me stream World of Warcraft, 10.0 Alpha Beta, Wrath Lich King Beta, all of that good stuff coming up real soon, guys. I'm over on twitch.tv/MrGM every single day. And with that, guys, I'll see you next time.